There was a lot of times like it had me, like I said, depression can be very tricky, and it could trick you to take your own life, but you got to be stronger than the depression. And yeah, it was plenty of times where I thought about it, even attempted, and God saved me, and that's how I knew like I had a higher gift because it wasn't my time to go. If it was my time to go, those things that I tried to attempt my suicide would have worked, you know.
New York, D-Town, LA, NO, Florida, Mississippi, KC, MO. Show 'em what you stand for. Show 'em what you stand for. Show 'em what you stand for. Chi-Town, Tennessee, Carolinas, Alabama, Oakland, St. Louis, Detroit, Atlanta. Show 'em what you stand for. Show 'em what you stand for.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the Kings Can Move On podcast. Hey, you got your legendary host, Frank the Tank, a.k.a. Big Reno in the house. And I got my other co-host, Jay Wood. Why don't you introduce yourself?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the KCMO podcast, also known as Kings Move On. And I haven't said this in a while this season, but if you're checking us out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below, and like and follow our stuff. We need all,
Absolutely.
we're trying to bring out some good stuff. So we'll tag in, tap in, and all that.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I wrote a blog just recently about life's challenges and dealing with and overcoming obstacles and all that kind of stuff. And it kind of transitions well into our guest tonight because, he actually has written a book about dealing with life's challenges and overcoming some things in his past. And he's going to share his story with us tonight. So, Frank, if you would bring our guest in.
Absolutely, man. We got a special young brother here. He's looks like he's doing big things up there in Michigan. Besides being up there in the cold, I have to give it to him, give him his props. Everybody say what's up to Mr. Robert Lawson. He has written a book that we're going to talk about today. What's up, Big Rob?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself, brother?
Can't complain. Just living the dream.
And you are up there in Michigan. What is it still cold up there? Freezing y'all butt off?
Yeah, it's raining right now as we speak.
Mm-hmm. That's all right, man. Well, we'll talk about you a little bit. I looked at your book and everything, and you wrote a pretty heartwarming, or actually a gut check book.
Yeah.
And you grew up in Michigan, and your grandmama, from what it looks like, is very influential in your life. Were you raised by both her and your mother, or?
No, I wasn't raised by my grandmother, but I was just real close with my grandmother.
Okay. So your mom's raised you?
Yes, my mom had raised me.
And then I saw in your bio that your pops wasn't in your life.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, he was in and out, popping in and out. Wasn't really there.
Okay. Is he around now, or as an adult, did y'all ever make a connection?
I tried, but for the sake of my kids, wanted them to have a better connection. You know what I'm saying? Connection with them, and it wasn't me anymore. So I tried the forgiveness thing, but then it just didn't work out.
Yeah, and forgive me if I'm asking, man. If you don't mind me asking, just off subject here, just with your pops. Do you have siblings that you are aware of, that you've talked to, that you grew up with, that's by your pops?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And everything cool with y'all? Y'all still have y'all get-togethers? You got a lot of love there, or?
But iffy, but it's iffy.
Okay. Well, then, man, on the childhood trauma that you faced, can you just go into details of the incident that was tough for you to deal with, and what helped you overcome it?
Like it was like a few incidents, like especially like not having a father figure in life. So like I tried to fill that void with many different like like growing up with like no father in my life, it was hard because I tried to fill that void with many different things in life, and it just didn't
Hmm.
work out. So it made things worse. It made me go through a difficult time along, and like as a young boy in your life, you just want your father to be there. So like you try to fill that void, and when it don't work, and like
Yeah,
and like I overcame it because I had God on my side and everything.
that's what's up. That's what's up. Was you are you deep in the church or what?
Yeah, I do a lot of church at the same time. I really I haven't really found the home yet because it's a lot of pastors out there that you know that's living a double life as well. So I
Some dirty ass pastors, dog. I'll say it. And you may not cuss, but I sure have some dirty ass pastors.
I really don't like that type of. I really just do like on my phone and listen to like Jakes and Sarah Jakes and lot of them on my phone and stuff like that.
So
Okay.
Robert, when you said that without the father in your home or your life, you had to try to find love in other avenues. Could you expound on that and what you would do? Was it like drugs or was it alcohol? What was it that you try to find love in?
Like girls, sex, try to get try to get love from girls and thought they really liked me and they didn't really like me. It was using me and so that kind of made the situation worse and and I
Did
tried.
your mom try to help you with the situation? Just. I know that a lot of mothers they'll try to compensate if their child doesn't have their father in the line. Did she
Yeah,
try to help the situation at all?
yeah, she was a good mother. She did everything for me and my little brother and I, and you know, she was working jobs and providing for us and doing everything that a mother's supposed to do, and picking up as a slack as a father role. So I thank her for that. But at the same time, as a young boy, you just want your father to be there, and
Yeah,
the mother just can't fill that void no matter how good she,
right.
yeah, you know.
Any father figures like an uncle or
Yeah,
teacher?
but they was
Still
like.
not that far.
Yeah, yeah, but they was like my uncles and them. They were still trying to face their own traumas in life and figure out how to be man themselves as well. So
Yeah.
it was very complicated at the time.
And Robert, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you right now, sir?
I am 26 years old.
26.
Mm.
So now that you're an adult, um, have you tried to reconnect with your dad at all on
Yeah,
anything?
yeah. Like I said earlier, a couple years ago, it was a couple years ago. We had went out to eat and everything. And, I had one child at the time, and let him meet my son and stuff like that. And it was just like saying little slick stuff, and I didn't really condone in it, and it led to an argument, and I just everything happened for a reason. And I just when you get to an old enough age in life, you realize enough is enough, and you're not gonna keep going through the same things over and over again. So you just realize. It's about me now. I'm not finna keep going. I gotta live my life now and do what's right for my children.
You know, man, it's so crazy because this story sounds very familiar to my cousins. With my cousins, my father was their father figure. A lot of them, my father, because their father wasn't in their life, and I know that one of my cousins that I'm really close to now, he he has nothing but disdain for his father at 48 years old. You know, and it's a shame because his father does good things individually. He's out in another part of the state, but he does good things individually. But he just was never a good father, and he's had multiple kids. So I'm sorry to hear that, man, brother. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. Sorry your dad wasn't strong enough to realize he had a young king that he had to raise, man. Real talk.
It's all right, man. You know, I just do what I gotta do for my life and my kid at this point, man.
Yeah. Well, you dealt with depression. You said as a child. What age did you realize that you was depressed, and what were the signs that you can think of right now that could be a warning sign for that could have been a warning sign for your parents or something that they should have been looking out for?
Yeah, it like depression can be tricky at times. It was real tricky. Like, cause at first it's like started off just being sad for just one day. Then
Mhm.
I just realized, man, this ain't normal. After that one day, it started being every day, constant, constant movement, and I just realized, like, man, like, this ain't me. It's changing who I am, changing what I do. Like, it made me feel like I was like one of them scary movies, like where you change to your bed, you can't move.
Yeah.
So, like that's how I knew it was real. Like, cause I didn't feel the same love and the things that I love to do. I just always felt alone, no matter how much love was around me.
Did it affect you at school?
Yes, it affected me in school, because I started doing bad and started acting out in school, and my grades started to cut and started cheating on tests and didn't really care at that point in time.
What grade did you notice?
It was like 10th, 11th grade.
And when you were going through depression and Robert, so what did you do to actually come out of that? Did you seek counseling or did somebody step in and help you out or how did that go?
I had seek counseling and I did these over the phone trauma groups and video like Zoom like we on now. I did those type of things and I met a lot of people in there that helped me realize that I'm not the only one that's going through this, and it made me feel confident in my story and let me know that I'm not the only one, and if they can get through it, I can get through it as well.
Did you point it out or figure it out that you were depressed, or did someone realize it and show you? I mean, and mention it to you?
I pointed out once I realized that what I was doing and how I was acting and who I was pushing away, like that wasn't me, and that I had realized that myself. Nobody came to me or nothing like that. I just finally realized, man, I need to get help or I need to do this and this so I can get better for myself.
So
Okay.
you did get help and, and you came through that. So Robert, what would you say was the turning point in your life that made turning things around?
When I had kids, when I had kids, because I wasn't just living for me anymore. I was living for them. My role of everyday living changed. I was trying to be
That's what's up.
a parent, mentor. It was about them at this point. So I had to get my life
Yeah.
because I didn't want them looking up to nobody like I had to look up to. So I had to fix everything and get it together.
And
That's what's up, man. I hear him. How old are they now, man?
I have a 1-year old daughter, a 3-year-old son, and a 4-year-old son.
Oh man. So you got your hands full on. You do that now? Do they live with you full time?
Yes, me and my wife.
You got married. Man,
Yes.
well, that's another conversation, dog. We could have had another
We
conversation.
got married, yeah.
So, man, what made y'all take the leap as far as getting married? Did you get married at a pretty young age? Well, you're fairly young right now.
We got married last year, April 7th, and it was like I don't know, we just feel like that we are one for each other. Like she always inspired me, always there for me,
Mhm.
and once you know that you got the one, why wait?
Yeah, and it's about to celebrate a year anniversary, man. Where you gonna take it? My homeboy just went to Hawaii. He can give you some recommendations, man.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna take it yet.
Well, blessings to you and your family, man. Blessings.
That is
So,
good though, man. You actually are making a family that you didn't have, which is
yeah.
important, with a wife and kids. That's excellent, Robert. I commend you for that.
I appreciate that.
Mhm.
And
Do you,
like you said, you
go
have
ahead, bro.
children now, right? You have children. So with your children, are you real aware now, or like maybe thinking ahead to like for depression signs in like children since you went through it yourself?
Yes, like even with my oldest son, my 4-year-old, even though he don't really understand now, like I kind of tell him what I went through and everything, and like so he understand. But even though he really don't understand, I just try to instill in him and everything, and so he like know when he get older, like stuff like that. But yeah, I look for the signs and everything because I don't want them. I tell them like it's okay to cry, it's okay to come to me and let me know what's going on. I'm gonna judge you for anything. Like even though he don't understand, he just be looking at me sometimes. But I just want him to know like I'm here always. And no matter how hard life gets, I'm here.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So let's kind of transition into your book because you wrote a book about your story. And first thing I want to say, a lot of people when they go through depression or personal issue, they want to keep it personal and private, right?
Yes.
So what made you want to tell your story and get that information out there?
So my grandma, my grandma inspired me to write this book. She had cancer and she passed a couple years ago. And
Yeah.
before she passed, she told me that I had a higher gift and purpose in life. And I always like caring for the elderly. I did that type of work for years, and I always knew that I had a higher gift and higher purpose, but I didn't know like what steps can I take to get there. How can I reach that calling? How can I reach that purpose? So after she passed, I kept seeing the same signs of everything that I've been through on social media, and I just took it as she wanted me to tell my story, and I wrote my book and with everything and no hidden agendas, the straight truth, and just wanted to inspire others. You know, if I can make it through this dark moment in my life, and I know others can too.
How long
So
did it take you to write it?
It took me 6 months.
okay,
Wow. Okay.
that's good. So tell us about the book, the name and kind of what it's about.
Okay, the name is called Trial and Error: Life of Depression, and it's just basically about how I grew up fatherless and how I tried to fill that empty void with many different things, and how it led to depression, suicidal attempts, me being sexually abused, and many more things.
Mm. Now you have it on Amazon right now. Are
Yes,
you self publishing it, or are you? Did you find a publisher?
I self-published it, and I'm working with a group, a publishing group with my book coach. Her name Janine Hernandez.
Mm. She helped you get it out there too.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Well, are there any other ways that somebody can get it besides Amazon?
No, it's not on anything. They can contact me, and I have some on hand, but other than Amazon, not at the moment.
Okay. And we were saying before you even got on the air, you were saying it just was published in February this year, right?
Yep, February 6th.
Okay. And you also told me you're already working on another book, right?
Yes, I'm working on another book with my wife, and it's called God Doesn't Make No Mistakes, No Kid Left Behind, and it's gonna be about a young autistic child who's going through his troubles in life and being bullied. You know,
So it's going to be a fiction, or is it based off anybody in particular?
no, it's just gonna be a fiction book.
Nice, nice.
It's gonna be a children's book.
Okay. So you mentioned that your grandmother inspired you to write the book and kind of instilled in you that you had a higher purpose and calling. So outside of writing the books, Robert, what else are you looking to do with yourself?
I'm looking at just invest in myself and take this full on. I want to be a speaker, motivational speaker, life coach, um, and coach young men and young women who've been through depression, who've been fatherless, who's been through a lot of circumstances in their life. And I want to help them reach their full potential like I've reached mine. And I want them to know that the storm doesn't last forever. The sun got to come out someday.
Brother, there's still some grown-ups that still need your help too. Some grown men like me and the old man right there. So, keep doing the good work, man. Keep doing a good job.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
that's great. You're just 26, so you got a lot of life ahead of you prayerfully. You can touch a lot of lives. But I want to ask you, with the depression that you went through, did you ever reach a point where you thought of taking your own life?
Yes, I talk about that in the book. There was a lot of times like it had me, like I said, depression can be very tricky, and it could trick you to take your own life, but you got to be stronger than the depression. And yeah, it was plenty of times where I thought about it, even attempted, and God saved me, and that's how I knew like I had a higher gift because it wasn't my time to go. If it was my time to go, those things that I tried to attempt my suicide would have worked, but it wasn't my time. And with prayer and begging God for forgiveness and everything, it really works. So I appreciate that from God, and I talk about God a lot in the book because I want people to get closer to God because God is real. Whether a lot of people don't believe in him or so I believe in him, and I just want people to know that he saved my life and he can save theirs too, and many others.
It sounds like he has a plan for you too, Robert. And there's nothing like a testimony. You know, you're gonna be able to touch some people's lives with your testimony because that's the most powerful thing you can do is tell your story. So I really applaud you for doing that. And
Can't have a test without a testimony. So can't have a testimony without a test. That's for
And
sure.
I seen that on social media the other day. That's nice.
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, we appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. And right now, for anybody maybe listening that will listen to this, they may be struggling and going through some things. What would you want to say to them right now if since you had a platform to say something to them?
If I had a chance to say somebody that was going through depression or struggling right now, I'd say one bad day or one bad chapter, you still can create a beautiful story. So just because you're having a bad day or a bad life, it's not the end of the world. It's always tomorrow. It's always next week. But don't end your life because of a bad day. Don't end your life because of a bad chapter. Just turn the page, keep weathering the storm, keep writing your story, and and don't let those negative thoughts trick you into doing something that you really don't want to do. And just be the author of your story. And our story matters. Just keep going. And the rain doesn't last forever. The rain is just helping us grow. Just like the rain make the grass greener, the rain is doing the same thing to us. So just keep going.
I
That's what's
like
up,
that.
bro.
I like that. If you're out there listening to him, go check out this young man's book, Trial and Error: Life of Depression by Robert Lawson. Um, Frank,
Where
yeah,
can they find it?
yeah.
They can find on Amazon Life of Trial and Error, Life of Depression, and it's by me at the back. It's all over Amazon. If you really want to just send you a copy, you can DM me on Instagram or Facebook. My Instagram is Robert Lawson _ and my Facebook is Robert Lawson.
At that, man. Well, we sure appreciate you for coming on out, man. And Wood, I appreciate you, man, for joining in this podcast. I know you're not feeling the greatest today. Uh, much blessings to you, brother, and hopefully you get better and we can chop it up and laugh and joke, man, when you get
Yeah,
feeling better. Talk about your future.
for
Talk
sure.
about your past trip that you just had, man. So,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
with the time.
Yeah. And I really want to just close out by saying this, as adults, excuse me, we don't have all the answers. A lot of adults out here, they think they have the answer and that they know everything. They don't. But you know what? Um, we can get through things together if we are open-minded and if we can seek answers. We ask questions and we seek the answers. Now, a lot of times the advice that we get is just totally off. But more than that, the times you're going to be totally right, and you take those times and you use those as tools for your life. All right, and even as kids, the kids don't even have all the answers, and they still can make it. They have still made it. We will make it as adults. All right. That's all I got to say right now, man. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but that's part of a key.
You're speaking from your heart, though. That's all right, Big Frank the Tank. But Mr. Robert Lawson, I want to thank you for going on the podcast. We appreciate your time. We'll definitely share your information on the show notes so people can find you if they want to and find your book. And with that, Big Frank, Lil J, you know what it is. Can't move on, y'all. Yeah.
LA, NO, Florida, Mississippi, KC, MO, Show 'em what you stand for. Show 'em what you stand for. Show 'em what you stand for. Chi-Town, Tennessee, Carolinas, Alabama, Oakland, St. Louis, Detroit, Atlanta. Show 'em what you stand for. Show 'em what you